Malcolm Turnbull sidesteps question after question over Donald Trump phone call. Let's just call him Squirmbull. Australia's Prime Minister squirmed like Hess rarely squirmed before during a painfully awkward press conference today as reporters zeroed in on the one topic they really wanted to talk about: that phone call with Donald Trump. The media scrum followed a story in the Washington Post that revealed Mr. Trump blasted, berated and hung up on Mr. Turnbull. The pair were discussing a refugee deal in which America pledged to accept 1,250 refugees from Nauru and Manus Island. What was supposed to be a cordial conversation between the two leaders descended into a lecture from the leader of the free world. He reportedly told Mr. Turnbull, among other things, that this is the worst deal ever, that he was going to get killed politically, and that Australia was trying to export the next Boston bombers. Having spoken with other world leaders that day, including Russian President Vladimir Putin, Mr. Trump concluded that his discussion with Mr. Turnbull was the worst by far. The Prime Minister's press conference today was meant to be all about renewable energy, but that message was derailed after only 2 questions. Did Donald Trump terminate the phone call on you, out of anger? A reporter asked. I'm not going to comment on the conversation. During the course of the conversation, as you know, and it was confirmed by the president's official's spokesman, the president assured me that he would continue with, honor the agreement we entered into with the Obama administration with respect to refugee resettlement, Mr. Turnbull replied. Another question from the press pack: was President Trump upset with parts of the conversation? Look, thanks for your inquiry, Mr. Turnbull shot back, clearly uncomfortable and hoping to move on to another subject. I'm not going to comment on these reports out of the United States about the conversation. The questions just kept coming. Another reporter commented that the Australian public would be interested in your relationship with our most important partner. Did he hang up the phone to you earlier than you expected? The reporter asked. I'm not going to comment on these reports of a conversation, Mr. Turnbull said again. Australians know me very well. I always stand up for Australia in every forum. Mr. Turnbull was asked again, this time specifically, if there was any reference from Mr. Trump about Australia trying to export the Boston bombers, as had been reported. A familiar line from the PM. I'm not going to comment on a conversation between myself and the President of the United States other than what we have said publicly. You can surely understand the reasons for that. I appreciate your interest, but it's better that these conversations are conducted candidly, frankly, privately. If you see reports of them, I'm not going to add to them. More questions from the media. Not about renewable energy. What do you say to Australians who are going to be reading this report right now about our special relationship with the US, which seems to be undermined by Donald Trump's language to you, and when he hung up the phone to you after 25 minutes? I can assure you the relationship is very strong, Mr. Turnbull said. The fact we received the assurance that we did, the fact that it was confirmed, the very extensive engagement we have with the new administration underlines the closeness of the alliance. But as Australians know me very well, I stand up for Australia in every forum, public or private. News.com.au has contacted the White House for comment.